Hello everyone! In this video you can watch me use a new material called Hydroflow. It's from Eli-Chem, a UK based resin company, and they sent it to me, and I want to thank them so much for sending this new material to try it out. So I will use this in a silicone mold, and I will also combine this new material Hydroflow with some resin. So I already started with pouring a little bit of resin in some places of my silicone mold, and on top of it I'm adding some dried flowers, really small flowers, and also going to add some abalone shells in some part of the coasters, because I'm going to make some Kintsugi coasters. And this mold is from Molds and Shapes, and they have really great quality silicone molds. The link to their website is in the description box, so if you have interest in buying some of their silicone molds, you can find all the information in the description box below this video. And if you use my promo code JustPaint5, then you will get 5% discount on your total value order. So this silicone mold is very suitable for this kind of art, because there are already some lines in the mold, and that's why the resin doesn't flow to the sides. I'm only going to fill it to the top of that line, and on top of that I'm going to pour the new Hydroflow casting compound. So I'm very curious how it works and how it looks, because it has a concrete look. I like that a lot. So in this video you will see me mix it and add it into the silicone mold. But first I need to add those nice dried flowers in a blue shade, and the small pieces of abalone shell. You can find the abalone shell in my Etsy shop. At the moment I'm having a Labor Day sale of 20%, so very interesting. Also for the people in the USA and Canada, my associate Evelyn Schaefer also have a Labor Day sale for 1 week, so you will get 20% discount. So all the information to that is also in the description box below this video. So I'm already working on the third coaster to add those nice dried flowers. And I really don't have a clue if this is going to work or not. If I can combine resin with the Hydroflow, I don't know. So we will find out together. And hopefully those abalone shells look amazing when I add the Hydroflow on top of it, because I'm going to add a dark color of the Hydroflow, because you can color it. Normally it's white, but that all later in this video. I will show you how I color it, how I mix it, and how I add it into the silicone mold. So the last one, adding a little bit of resin, and then the dried flowers, pushing them down so that they are below the resin. And the small pieces of abalone shell, I added a little bit of resin to it. There you can see it. And then I'm adding it in the place that I want it. So before I'm going to add the Hydroflow, I need to let this dry for at least 24 hours. Because it needs to be totally dry. And then I will show you all how I mix the Hydroflow from Eli-Chem and how I add it into the silicone mold. Adding a little bit more resin on top. There you can see it. So I will let this dry and then I will go to the next step. So in this part of the video I will show you how I mix the Hydroflow and how I color it. So the Hydroflow is an environmentally friendly water-based casting compound that comes in two components, a mineral powder and a water-based acrylic binder. There you can see it. On the left is the mineral powder and on the right is the water-based acrylic binder. It is a ratio of 2.5 parts powder and 1 part acrylic binder. So I want to have 100 gram of acrylic binder, so I need 250 gram of powder. But if you want to color it, then you need to color the acrylic binder first. And you can use acrylic ink for that. I'm using the Resin tint from Eli-Chem. And this is the marine blue. I want to have a really black blue shade. So a dark color. So I'm adding it to the acrylic binder until I think this is a nice color. And then I'm going to add the 250 gram of powder. I'm also adding some black, Resin tint, black, also from Eli-Chem. There you can see it, gets darker, but it's not dark enough. So I will add more. There you can see it. And the working time of this compound, casting compound, is about 10 to 20 minutes. So you need to work fast. And after 1 to 2 hours you can demold it. So that's fast. And you can also sand it after 2 hours. And it's heat resistant up to 125 Celsius. So it's great. And I think it's high enough for coasters. So now I'm going to add 250 gram of powder. There you can see it. And then I'm going to mix it. Yeah, I still think the color is too light, so I'm going to add more color to it. I don't know if you can do that, but I'm going to do it and then we will find out at the end if it works or not. But I want a darker shade of blue, dark blue. There you can see it. Almost done. And then I will pour it into the silicone mold. So now you can see how I pour it into the silicone mold on top of the resin parts I already added. and they are dry, so that's great. And I need to work fast. And if your mixture is getting a little bit thick, then you need to stir it again and then it gets liquidy again. So that's good. And then also need to tap it because there are air bubbles in it. And if you tap your silicone mold, then they get released. There you can see it. But so you can see it overflows, but I don't panic. I'm going to work with it. But you can see a lot of mess now, so hopefully they will turn out fine. I'm trying to take something out, but it doesn't work. There you can see it. But it's getting really messy. I still need to do the other two coasters. So I decided to spread it around, tap it and leave it. And also going to fill the other two. But the color is great, it's really nice, so hopefully those abalone shells and dry flowers look very nice against a black background. So I decided to push what I have too much in the other two coasters into these two. Now you can see it. And with my steering stick I make those two coasters flat. If you, yeah, it's really hard for me to, to explain what I'm doing. Now I'm going to fill them all the way to the top. And it looks really messy, but yeah. Hopefully the other side looks amazing. So I will let this dry for at least 2 hours and then I will take them out of the mold. Then we can find out if they look nice or not. So it's 2 hours later. Now I'm going to take them out of the mold. So hopefully they will look very pretty, because this side doesn't look that much. But yeah, I can still sand it, but they come out very easy, so that's great. They don't stick to the silicone mold. And now we can take a closer look. It doesn't look that bad. For my first time, I think it looks great. The matte of the casting compound, the matte look against the shiny surface of the resin, I think that looks nice. And also the abalone shells look amazing. And the dried flowers. I still need to sand it and fill those lines of the Kintsugi lines. I'm going to use some gold. I will show you that all in the next step, and then I need to seal the casting compound, the Hydroflow. But so far I'm very pleased. So in this part of the video I will show you how I fill in the Kintsugi lines, and I'm using the UV resin, and I mixed in some really fine holographic glitter, and I put it in a precision bottle, and now I'm filling in those lines. I think that will look nice. I already did the other three coasters. And I dry it with my UV lamp, there you can see it. And then I'm filling in the line, not all the way to the top. And after that I need to seal the Hydroflow. And I'm going to use a matte varnish because I like the shiny look of the resin against the matte of the Hydroflow. But it needs to be sealed. And I'm also going to use some gold leaf in some places. There you can see that I have some of the UV resin on my Hydroflow, so I need to remove that later. I will show you how I do that, because that's very easy to do. And so far I'm very pleased how they look. I really love the working time and the drying time of the Hydroflow. It dries very fast, so you can also work fast. But it looks very pretty. And for sure I'm going to use this Hydroflow again. So I'm removing the tape. Dry it with my UV lamp. And now I'm going to remove what I have on my Hydroflow with a piece of sandpaper, wet. And there you can see I need to seal it. So I will let this dry, and then I will add some gold leaf in some places. There you can see it. I'm using a gold leaf glue. And on top I'm going to add gold leaf. Very nice. I'm laying it on top very carefully, pressing it a little bit down. And also this gold leaf needs to be sealed, otherwise you can scratch it off. So at the end of the video I'm going to show you a close-up, because now the color, you can't see the colors that well, and also the abalone shells look very pretty, but yeah. So all the supplies I'm using in this video you can find at the end of the video, but also in the description box below this video, with a link to the website. So if you are interested in the Hydroflow, the link to it is in the description box below this video. Again, I'm adding the gold leaf glue. And the last coaster. I also want to mention that at the moment I have a Labor Day sale in my Etsy shop. And also for the people in the USA and Canada, my associate Evelyn Shaver also has a Labor Day sale in her Etsy shop where you can buy my supplies. And all the information to that is in the description box. Below this video we have a discount of 20% on all our items in the shop. So that's great. So if you're interested in one of my Just Paint supplies, take a look at our Labor Day sale. So now I'm brushing the excess of the gold leaf away with a brush. There you can see it very carefully. And I'm not throwing away the excess, I'm keeping it. And also for the UV resin, if you want to keep it, then you need to store it in a dark place. Otherwise your UV resin will set, and that's not good. So also on top of the glitter lines that I made with the UV resin, I'm adding small pieces of gold leaf because those lines are still a little bit tacky. And then the gold leaf will stick. So after this I'm going to use my UV lamp again and then I will dry it totally. But I thought it will look nice if I add some of the gold leaf also on top of the glitter lines. And here you can see that I'm sealing the Hydroflow, so not on top of the resin, only on the Hydroflow parts, because it needs to be sealed. I'm using a brush, and what I already mentioned, I'm using a matte varnish. And this will get 3 layers, so the top, but also the sides and the other side of the coasters I will also seal. So 3 thin layers, and then they are good to use. And what I forgot to mention, I used the silicone mold from Molds and Shapes. Also the link to this silicone mold you can find in the description box below this video. And it's a very good quality silicone mold. So if you're interested in this silicone mold, the link to their website is in the description box. So I'm also sealing the gold leaf, what I already mentioned, and the sides. But for my first try using this Hydroflow, I'm very pleased how they look. And now we also know what I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I didn't know if I could use it together with resin. And now we know it can. So that's nice. Because the resin sticks to the Hydroflow. Last coaster. And then I will let this dry. I will add 2 more thin layers. I will not show you, because I show you now how it works. And then I will show you all the end result. Again, I want to thank Eli-Chem for sending me the Hydroflow to try out. And I think it works great. It looks very nice against resin. And the drying time is amazing. So thank you so much, Eli-Chem. So this is the end result. I have them outside in the daylight. I'm so pleased how they look. The gold leaf looks very pretty on top of the Hydroflow. There you can see the dried flowers. Maybe I should have used a lighter background, but yeah, I have a dark background now. A dark blue gray color, so that's nice. I love those glitter lines and the abalone shells. Very nice. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It will help my channel a lot. All the supplies I've used and the link to Eli-Chem website you can find in the description box below this video. I want to thank you all for watching again. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!